Do you get paid minimum wage? Do you feel like do you feel you deserve more money? I think the U.S. should raise the minimum wage. If the minimum wage was raised, the economy would have economy growth and job growth, a decrease in welfare, and reduce the crime rate. Minimum wage increase could have a positive effect on economic growth and job growth. Minimum wage increase would be able to supply more government, such as goods and services. David Cooper of the Economic Policy Institute, where he is a senior economic analyst, he wrote, raising the minimum wage would help preserve the ongoing erosion of wages that would be contributed to the significant to grow income inequality. At the same time, it would provide a modest stimulus to the entire economy, as increased wages would lead to increased consumer spending, which would contribute to GDP growth and modest employment gains. The statement came from the article. Raising the federal minimum wage to $10.10 would give working families an overall economic as a much needed boost. I couldn't agree more with Cooper. As we utilize and deserve much needed boost comes with a increase of minimum wage. This increase would have consumers spending more, and job availability would increase. More job availability for U.S. citizens. Some people argue that minimum wage increase would decrease the job openings, but it has never happened. Okay, let me change the slide here. Nick Hanner is a co-author of the 2 bestsellers books in politics. In his recent article, a report that analyzed every minimum wage hike since 1938 put a branch of nonsense to the rest of them. He stated, we have been raising the minimum wage for 78 years, and as a new study has revealed, 78 years of minimum wage hikes have produced zero evidence of the job-killing consequence that headliners want us to fear, which can show that an increase of minimum wage does not kill jobs in any wage and possibly increase jobs in the United States. With an increase of economic and growth and job growth could reduce welfare rates. If minimum wage was increased, government could save on spending such as welfare, food assistance, and housing assistance. If the minimum wage was increased, the government wouldn't have to help so many people in the U.S. In a different article by David Cooper titled Balancing Paychecks and Public Assistance, How Higher Wages Would Strengthen and Government Can Do, he states, however, for many workers in certain sectors, wages are so low that even those who work full-time must rely heavily on government assistance to make ends meet. This suggests that low pay many employers facilitates by weakening and inadequate labor standards, such as low minimum wage, outdated overtime regulations, is placing unwanted demand on public resources. Most U.S. citizens work full-time and still can't make ends meet. That's because the cost of living is so high. Either they have housing assistance or cash assistance to make up what's not there. Full-time employees of minimum wage can sometimes cover the cost of living, but not everyday needs, such as food. If a U.S. citizen falls within a certain breakdown monthly income, they can qualify for food assistance, who benefits from that? Food stamps can be helpful to who's receiving them from the government, But wouldn't it just be easier to raise minimum wage? Minimum wage would provide, an increase of minimum wage could provide for themselves. If minimum wage was increased, less people would need government assistance and reduce crime rates. If minimum wage was increased, there could be less crime. With more money in their pockets, less crimes could happen. Carrie Close of TheTime.com stated in her article, minimum wage could increase. If minimum wage was increased, it could reduce crime. White reported Money Close stated the increase of the economy advisors, which advise the president on economic policy, found in a new study that would better face are among the key factors that lead to reducing crime. The impact of wages on crime is substantial. To the report that stated a 10% increase of wages of non-college educated men results approximately 10 to 20% reduction of crime. With a 10% increase of wages, it seems so little when 10 to 20% crime rate would go down. Wouldn't that be worth it? The government would also benefit from the crime rate going down. They would need less cops in the high crime areas. If we had less crime, we would have less stealing because they'd be able to provide for themselves. Minimum wage should be increased because it could not only benefit us U.S. citizens but could benefit the government. The government would be able to save money on less welfare spending. They could reduce their crime rates and economic and job growth. I would like to leave you with a quote from Allison Grimes. I believe raising the minimum wage is not just raising the minimum wage, it's raising the living wage.